summer's over already. Look, we've only just walked in and we're seeing stuff already. We came this morning in here with the dogs. Now that, I think, is human, I suspect. But who knows? Look at this beautiful moss. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, a ground stick. Oh, well spotted, Rob. Hey, I hope we find that big one we saw this morning. Yeah, because that was awesome. This is quite interesting, but again, it could be human, couldn't it? Because they do manage these woods, don't they? So we've got to take everything we see with a big pinch of salt, because people come in here and cut wood for a job.
Not very often.
Not very often, but they do it. I know, I saw that earlier today, yes. There's quite a few of those though. It was those white ones that we saw though that I found the most interesting over on the far side. So I'm looking forward to filming those. Over there is the main road, and that's over there is the spooky bit where the dogs always act really strange. So whether there's a wolf or a wild boar or a puma or a black panther, I don't know. If there's a black panther and it gets Rob today, I'll make sure I film it so you can all see that it was real. Is that all right, Rob? Yeah, I won't save you, I'll just film it. That's what people do nowadays. You see it all the time. I'm curious as to how they got there. So we've got that Lena and that Lena resting on this one. But in front of it there is, look, that's definitely been cut by a chainsaw or a saw. But see, that's a Y stick as well underneath. But it just seems funny because that's quite a full-on foliage tree. So did they fall there before the foliage came, or have they been put there after the foliage by a person or by somebody else? But that's definitely human. I don't know about the rest of it. Okay, so we've got these two are actually alive and growing. Well, not really growing, but they're not laid in there. They did start off here. They're well fixed in the ground. But look how they stand out. We were talking about things standing out in the woods, and look, that is a bit sort of fancy, isn't it? Lena's back there.
A big pinned arch over there.
Oh yeah, I can see that one. Oh, let's see if I can get a good close-up on that. So you can see the flashes on the trees to show that either they're going to be cut down or they're not going to be cut down. I'm not really sure what it means. It's always the big thick ones, so let's hope that they're going to be saved and they're not going to be cut down, but you never know. They might be worth more when they're older. So we've got a little break there, and I suppose it's pointing in that direction. Don't really know if it's pointing anywhere. There's a couple of interesting pale Lenas again over there. There's something that looks a bit fence-like over there, but it does have a root ball. Oh, bird alarm. So it's hard to know whether it was just a fallen tree or a pushed over tree. quiet in here. Right, onward. Right, Rob, would you like to show us this ground stick? Yeah. Now that's interesting because...
It's at an angle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's at an angle, and then just behind it is that's caught up in that part of the tree. Then we've got this on the ground, and that one on the ground. And then we've got that laying all the way across there. And that. So, does it mean anything? Oh look, and there's the same thing again. So is that just how things fall out of the tree? I just don't know. So we've got an arch there with a break in it that's been pinned by this one that fell down. There's one leaning into it, but that could have been pulled down in the devastation. But then also you've got this one here with something going across it, which is a bit curious. So look how bright that is. Look how it stands out in the landscape. Everything else is going straight up and it's brown, and then all of a sudden you get a bright white, I think it's birch, leaning on a diagonal. So it's gone behind that one, in front of that one, and then slotted into a Y in the tree. So, you tell me, how likely is that? Is it one? Oh, it is another ground stick. Yeah, ground stick, Y stick. So, if my theory holds any water, when these branches and sticks are taken away from the mothership, taken away from the tree, they then begin to emit a different signal of some sort. So it could be the sap, it could be the microorganisms, it could be fungi that grow on it, it could be something to do with the morphic resonance of it. But is that what happens once they're manipulated? Does it mean that they give off a different signal that the wild man can see, hear, smell, feel, touch, taste? Oh, Rob's found something. What's up, hon? Oh, look.
And that's bent.
That's interesting.
Over
Look.
there.
Oh, God, Rob, you've got eyes like a hawk.
And look behind it.
Look at that. And then look at that. Twist,
Yeah,
twist, twist. And then right behind it is a double cross. Is this all just natural?
See? That's interesting, and that bent.
Those bend things, look, that's inside that tree on both sides, poking out. What does it mean?
The bottom bit is in the tree.
Hang on, I missed that. I'm just filming this again, just to get another good look at it. Right, now let's go back here and tell me again, because I wasn't properly concentrating.
The bottom bit of that is in the tree, and it's not the same tree.
So
This doesn't have big branches
it's
on
a
it.
different breed of tree.
Yeah.
So this has fallen from somewhere else or been put there, and that's the bit
At the bottom.
at the bottom.
Yeah,
What do you mean at the bottom?
The lower part of the tree, because it narrows as it goes up. So that would be,
Because it narrows. Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's the top and that's the bottom.
Right, so how did that end up in there?
Same with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, weird. So we've got a break here, which is perfectly acceptable. Could have happened for any number of reasons, but if you follow it along, why does that end look like that? Now that almost looks like it was chewed, but how far up is that, Rob?
About 7 foot.
7 or 8 feet up. So could a big deer? Oh God, that was such a spooky noise. Did you hear that? Did you not hear that noise? It was one of those creaky trees again. Oh God, that was so creepy. I think it's this big one here. But that made such a spooky old noise. That really scared me. And it's daylight. Oh, I don't know what I would have done if it was dark. You might remember from one of our old videos, if you've got nothing better to do with your time than watch them, that we filmed this before. What did you say, honey? I don't know. We'll have to look at the other video and try and find it and see whether it is different. Now, if you look carefully, they're all broken. None of them are cut. But that doesn't really matter because you could just walk around here and pick up ones that are broken if you wanted to make like a blind in the wood. Oh, Rob's going to point something out to us. What is it? Oh, look, that one just leaning up in there.
Leaning up against that one.
Against that one, just like on its own. Yeah, so is this a hunting blind? This is what we said last time. So a hunter would sit down in here and then the dogs and the other hunters would flush the deer along the tracks so that he could shoot them. So we've just found a ground stick poked in the ground that makes an X. So is that significant? I have no idea, but we'll record it. There's a funny little break there that's still sort of partially attached, and it almost looks like those little things are holding it down. But then next to it is this leaner resting in the Y of that little tree. Don't know whether that's significant. And look at that looks like it's sort of wrapping itself round that one, but this bit is poked in there. It's not a growing tree, so that's peculiar. I don't know what that means. What's down there? Look, there's another one of those weird twisted trees, and then it's got a leaning on it. How do they get like that? Because that's like been twisted, what, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 times? How does that happen in nature? And then there's a break just there. It's fairly high up. Rob, I saw something back here, look. A little bit of chaos in the back of the jungle. I don't know if it's anything. It might be nothing at all. Cobwebs in my face. some little discreet things, but they could have just fallen down. A little bit leaning in there. Some little bits here, bit of tree stuffing, and a Y stick, of course. Look, that didn't grow there. That's been poked in. It was this that I saw. See that? Crossing over there, poked into that tree. See, we've got two ends there. Oh, and look. Now, how surprising is that it's in its own patch of sunlight? How many times have we said that? Look at that. One going up there, one going up there. That one was a Y stick. There's another one going along there. Oh, and a ground stick. Poked in the ground. No, it could have been growing. We're not sure. Not sure. There's a bit of a one there. Interesting little spot. But it does seem curious, this thing about them having their own little patch of sunlight. That's nice. So have they been put there on purpose, or have they just fallen out of a tree? They're quite a pale colour again. Oh, one's a Y stick. There's another Y stick.
Poked in the ground, it might just fallen like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just makes you wonder whether it's saying, you know, to go a certain way. Look, there's that patch of sunlight down there now on that little interesting bit we just looked at. And we've just realised now that there's a game trail that goes right past that twisted tree and it goes all the way down to that little patch of structure in the sunlight. So make of that what you will. That's so weird how that stands out so much. What does that mean? Is that something significant? And then just next to the trail is another cross. Look at that. We can't work out whether this is just human, whether somebody's just cleared the old sticks or something off the side of the track. It's not from a flood or anything. It isn't that floody in here. It's quite boggy, but it's not floody. So it's just weird that, see, there isn't any more of that in any other places. I don't know. More questions. Look at that little ground stick there.
The fresh breaks.
Yeah.
See it on the way down, didn't we? We've been this way twice today, haven't we?
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure we would have noticed
I've
necessarily.
been in there a while, I think.
But that's, yeah, it looks quite new. What did you say, hun?
Well spotted, huh?
Oh, I spotted that. I get the gold star. So it's a Y stick, and
I pulled it out once.
it's poked in the ground. So it's resting on there. How do they get there? It's a right gnarly old place, isn't it?